Yeah.
You mentioned, I think you used the term different structures in describing the Google versus Dell. Could you talk about them and what you mean by that?
The Google case specifically involves two main tax benefit arrangements. One has to do with the Job Development Incentive Grant, which has been reported as being potentially as high as $4.8 million. And that's just an outright grant of money from the public fisc by the state. The other aspect of the tax benefits is an exemption, I think for some period of time or up to some amount of money, for Google with respect to its sales taxes and use taxes on particular purchases, such as purchases of electricity. The foregone tax revenue from that has been estimated, I think, at anywhere from, $20 million to $90 million or something like that. And so there's varying figures, but at any rate, it's a very significant amount of money. And again, so those kinds of regimes, especially those particular tax forbearance regimes, were not present in the Dell case. Yes, please. And this is Mike Munger, who is obviously one of our clients, and he is associated with Duke University. I think he may be on leave right now.
No, I'm
still going. Okay,
I'm
he's
back. I'm the chair of the political science department. There was an article in Business Week that came out July 23rd that estimated that the cost might be as high as $210 million over the next 30 years. Now, it's hard to know how to count those costs because some of those costs are taxes that the company's not paying. But the problem in terms of taxes, and a couple people have said, why might somebody want to be involved in this? There's an equal protection problem as I see it. It's not that the company's getting to keep some of its taxes. It's that, well, suppose we wanted to single out a company and say, we're going to tax you extra. We don't like what you do. That would obviously violate all sorts of laws. Here, what we're saying is we're going to tax everybody else, and we're going to give the money to you because we like you. We're going to take all of the businesses that already are providing taxes and employment in the state of North Carolina and tax them extra for the benefit of this company that has made no commitments about the actual number of people that are going to be employed. Right now, there's one person, the site manager, who came from California. It's not clear that there's going to be any real economic impact here. There's no way that they have written any kind of commitments. So it seems to me that in my own work, I was director of the Master of Public Administration program at UNC Chapel Hill. I worked with city and county managers. If you talk to people who try to attract small businesses, who try to create jobs at the local level, the three things that matter are transportation infrastructure, education infrastructure, and a regulatory and taxation environment that makes it attractive to business. If you have those three things, you'll have business. Trying to bribe people from out of state for the benefit of incumbent politicians is exactly the wrong way to go about it. So the questions about the lawsuit, I think, are interesting and important, but this is bad politics. This is bad policy for the state of North Carolina. And I really thank the center for working to try to put into legalese what I think are some of the important objections in policy terms to this policy. And now I'll go back and sit down.
And Mike and Barbara are available for further questions if you have any. Anything else? We're happy to, yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure.
I mean, but at the end of the day, aren't you essentially asking the Supreme Court to more narrowly define what a public benefit is? And isn't that the same thing you're doing in the Dell case?
I think, well, there's no doubt some similarities between the two cases, and it is possible that what happens in the Dell case can have a lot of effect on the Google litigation. But But you do also realize that there could be distinguishing factors between the two cases and differences in exactly how the subsidies are administered or set up. But there's no, we will be waiting for bated breath. For this case, we'll be waiting for with bated breath to see how the Dell case turns out. But we are conscious of the arguments that have been made against us, that is against our position. In this case, we're conscious of similar arguments that have been made in the Dell case, and it is our position that we have merit to this case even if the Dell case goes against the plaintiffs in that case.
Are these folks funding this lawsuit, or is that you guys doing that?
We have a funding source. Our institute does. Are you asking, are the plaintiffs funding it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, they are not. We do the work on a pro bono basis, and so we're representing them at no charge. Anything else? Okay, I'm going to adjourn the formal press conference, but I will be around today or on later days if you want to contact me or the Institute. Thank you for coming, and we'll see what happens.